Good evening and welcome to the Dugout. We are 2 days away from the iconic Lord's Test match, and it's nicely set up 1-1 in the series as we head into what is called the home of cricket. At least traditionally the home of cricket. Now I don't know if it is the home of cricket.
It still is the home of cricket.
Why? Ahmedabad?
No.
Melbourne?
It's still, historically, it's called the home of cricket.
That you can name anything.
Their Instagram handle is also this only,
Yeah.
Home of Cricket Lodge. So it's
Yeah.
basically their full name is only Home of Cricket Lodge.
Home of cricket is from where everything operates.
Because the laws and
So
everything.
at one point it used to be the home of cricket, na?
Yeah.
When the laws were made, MCC was there, ICC was there.
Now all of that is
Where
in
is
Dubai.
ICC? In Dubai.
ICC is in Dubai.
But MCC is still there.
Yeah, MCC is there.
It's called
But
the
the-
Melbourne Cricket
but
Club.
But the president of ICC is from Ahmedabad, so World Cup final happens in Ahmedabad.
Where's the CEO of ICC
So-
from? New one.
It's from
He worked in Mumbai for a long time.
yeah,
That
but
we know.
that's not got anything to do with the home of cricket. Home is cricket, whoever is running it. So home of cricket can be Ahmedabad also. I open a ground tomorrow, I can call it the Kingdom of Cricket. It's my name, nah. I can, like Dehradun, the ground that is named after Abhimanyu Ishwaran, he can call it Kingdom of Cricket. You can't.
Because that his father is only opened. Na,
Lucknow
that's
was
why.
named after Bharat Ratna. Bharat Ratna Shri
Yeah,
Atal
Atal
Bihari
Bihari.
Vajpayee Ekana Stadium.
But I'm talking about cricket.
See the
You can call it. Lucknow can call themselves.
There are lodges in Noida also, Lodge Cricket Ground. Two or
We have an
three in
MCG
Noida.
also in Noida. Yeah.
Interestingly, today for a story, I was just looking at how far the Wimbledon, the centre court is from Lord's, and the moment I was writing Lord's, it showed the Lord's ground here in Noida.
There you go.
That is, we also have an MCG.
MCG as well.
Mera cricket
Mera
ground.
cricket ground.
Oval also we've got here.
Yeah.
Oval.
Oval, yes.
MCG, there
Minus
are
the
many in
gas
Delhi.
tank.
That's why I'm telling you, there are many lodges and many MCGs in Delhi NCR itself. Because I know two more MCGs, one in eastern part of Delhi and one in western part of Delhi. There are also
MCG in eastern part.
MCG,
Where?
yeah.
How can you see, man from east is like, how can there?
I never knew of there being an abbreviation.
Ghevra side, does it come in East Delhi?
What Ghevra side? I don't know where it is on the Delhi map.
I don't know the location exact. I just know that.
Doesn't matter. That's not of
It's
any
East. Okay.
importance. Importance is the actual lords, not the ones that you find in Delhi NCR. The game is going to be played there. This is also the venue where WTC final was played just a few weeks ago, and now it will be hosting the third test match. Talking about the WTC final, the current winners are, the current reigning champions are South Africa, who are in
Zimbabwe, and I won the second test by an innings and 220 runs.
that takes into the question, they could have won it anyway. Mulder could have gotten 400.
I was helping the guys. This is the list of individual scores he has to go past. He's fifth on the list. Lara,
As
if
soon
he
as you
surpasses-
that message you sent on the group that day,
Declared.
just 15 minutes after that he declared.
brain fade.
Brain fade.
Total brain fade.
But
So he could have
he's
done what? He could have gone past Hayden.
Hayden, yes.
He could have gone past at least one Lara record.
Was 375.
375.
See, he only had Mahela Jayawardene, Lara 375, Hayden. That
He
was
was
it.
fifth.
but we are saying brain fade.
Brain fade.
But so many people are complimenting him, saying, "Wow, what an amazing thing to say." His statement is being praised left, right, and center.
See, yes.
I praised it as well.
No, so
Yeah, the
that-
statement is Lara's record out of respect. It should be where it is. That's why I didn't go for it. But records are meant to be broken. You are never going to get this kind of an opportunity.
That is what we are taught in the subcontinent.
No, but
Oh,
my
this
only
is a
point is,
subcontinent
but
thinking
to
that,
show
oh,
respect to
respect.
somebody
No,
doesn't
no.
not mean that you cannot go past
Here,
that person.
Records and rules you say are meant to be broken.
I have a
over.
very simple logic.
rules?
I have a very simple logic. Each father wants their son or their daughter to go ahead of them in life, right? That doesn't mean that the son or daughter has stopped respecting their father, right?
See, if I get 80% in
It's
10, I'm
just-
not expecting a daughter to
exactly.
get 79%. Nah? I want her to get 90-95.
Yeah, so that will in no mean
He's no
that,
son of Brian Lara, na?
No, but I'm just saying respect the angle of which it is being coming out that he wants to give that respect to Brian Lara. That does not add up. I go back to the semi-final of the World Cup when Virat Kohli went past Sachin Tendulkar. No, he equaled Sachin Tendulkar's record of 50 centuries, and then he did that gesture towards Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin went towards Anushka also and congratulated her also, and then he did that gesture of bowing down to Sachin Tendulkar also. That shows that how respectful is Virat Kohli of Sachin Tendulkar. And even today's Virat Kohli, in most of the interviews, if you listen to him in the recent interviews, even till date he goes on and says that I do not want to be compared with Sachin Tendulkar because I started
there's
playing.
a problem.
But
there's a problem with
Maybe
that.
that's why he retired. He didn't want to go past Sachin.
But there's a problem with that comparison. That comparison doesn't work here because see, Virat getting to or scoring certain number of centuries is an inevitable thing that we're talking about. That was always, he couldn't have always, tried to conjure up a dismissal at 99. You can't do that as a cricketer, or let's say ODI cricket, at least for that matter.
No, retire out, na.
You
can't conjure that.
The nature of the game is that also it depends. I'm just saying if this was a situation where South Africa needed him to bat long, and that would have meant going past a Brian Lara for that matter. If this was not Zimbabwe, let's say this was India, where you were put in a target to choose a historic targets of sorts, and if he was expected to last there for another 40 minutes and score those 40-50 runs as well, he definitely would have done that. But that was not the demand of the situation. The situation demanded that he do what he felt like doing. Yeah. And if that was the way he wanted to honor, he did what. I see nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
I see actually it's a very rare thing to do, especially in times where we're all so fussed about records. We're all so hell bent on seeing those big numbers. Anything less than a three-digit score doesn't earn appreciation. A 95 is forgotten, but a 105 will be remembered. In today's day and age, when everything is so much about, and he would have known that this is everything. His life would have changed if Karun Nair, we were talking about it for 8 years, 1,100, and then all the grit and everything that you saw from him over all these years was enough to put him or make him relevant. This would have probably, going past Brian Lara, regardless of what he did later on in his career, would have served him well his entire life. He would have then had the kind of respect, the kind of sponsorships, the kind of fame that he probably can't even imagine now.
So what are you saying? He should have gone past it or not? Or
no. That's fine. If he decided not to and let go.
But you yourself are saying his life would have changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With all of that, this is what life of a sports person is. Those big moments will change your life altogether. So he could, see his life beyond these things as well. And because he knew that, okay, if he doesn't go past that record, he's not going to be talked about, as much as he will once he breaks the record. So if he had that thought in mind and those quotes that came out of that interaction that he had with Sean Pollock after that, it totally tells you that is exactly what he was thinking.
No, but records, I don't feel that breaking somebody's record in any ways means that you're not respecting somebody or respecting somebody's stature. I think in the years to come, if some player goes on and breaks the record of any player, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, if Shubman Gill does that, I don't think in any way will that mean that this person is not respecting the other player. I
totally get that, but it depends whether that record is a controllable or not. In this situation, this was a controllable.
No, I agree, but even if it's controllable, you go past, how is he disrespecting him?
You're not disrespecting in any way. And that just increases your stature without diminishing the stature of a Lara.
It's like saying, and this only happens in cricket. I just saw a tweet this morning, which I retweeted as well. One guy saying, imagine Djokovic reaches the final of Wimbledon. He's up against Alcaraz, 2 sets to love up. Now he has a chance to go past Roger Federer's 8 Wimbledon title. And what he does, 2 sets to love up, and he says, no, I will retire from this final because Federer is the greatest. I respect him the most. And so
then he would not be competing only.
But I'm just saying, I think
the nature of the sports are such.
Exactly. My point, it only happens in cricket where you allow that.
It's not like a Ronaldo. He's whatever goals that he scored, he doesn't have that 1000 goal mark because Pele scored that 1000 goal. He doesn't have that on his mind. He wants to break it. Does he want to then diminish Pele? Perhaps not.
Yeah, but exactly my point. So if I was in Mulder's place and if it was not costing my team the game, I agree. If you put your self-interest ahead of the team's interest, which wouldn't have been the case here, as you've seen how the game has really panned out, I would have taken the record. It's very seldom do you get a chance to break it. And if you are getting a chance, you break it. The only good thing that I will take from this, and this is a larger context that I was thinking about, and the beauty of it is because, you know, growing up, for us, South Africa was this enigma. We never saw South Africa play. I was lucky enough to see them play the very first match after they came back, from that exile of apartheid. The beauty is that this is a country that was ostracized from world cricket because of being racist and having this outlet towards the black. And it's so heartening to see a white South African now, out of sheer respect of a black West Indian player's record, say I decided to retire. My point is the world has come a long way since what South Africa was and what the whites in South Africa did to this outlook now. Had it been, I'm not saying that let's say it had it been for a player of European descent, that Mulder decided to pull out, it would be still the same gesture. But this context when I see, because it was the West Indies that they refused to play, or how they would treat players that were of African descent, the way that the white population of South Africa would treat them. And now imagine it's the same white population of South Africa. I'm guessing Madiba somewhere in the sky would be happy, would be smiling. At least he fought a battle and some good results have come out of that. That's the only positive that I will take.
But I doubt if this was looked at from that
I did,
historical,
because I saw them their reintroduction and how South Africa was, and I previous to that I would hear of Graham Pollock or a Barry Richards, but we never got a chance to see them because they would not be allowed to play. And then the first match happened, and I went and actually saw that first match. It was in Kolkata, the one-day game, and I went to the ground to see it. We had so much interest in the game because South Africa, it was a milestone moment in cricket for a country that discriminated against black population.
Dalma had a role to play in
that though was another story. There are so many people, but I'm saying they came, and imagine now you have again it's a player from, I'm just saying whether it's a coincidence or it's the beauty of it, it's a player, European player or from the European heritage, a player from that country now deciding to respect a player from the Caribbean and saying
an
that
Afrikaans guy
doing it.
Caribbean
I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it is. But then
South Africa has healed.
But apart from that,
we see players score against the former clubs as well, right? But they choose at times not to celebrate.
That's okay. So I would have been okay. He scores, goes past him, but doesn't celebrate.
But I'm totally fine with it. Also because
actually, even if he celebrated, nothing wrong.
Yeah, that also wouldn't have been wrong. But if you ask me, why I'm happy, because I think it serves as a very good example of you at times trying to put larger things at times in.
Why didn't he go past the other 3 records? He could have been second on the list.
No, because sheer respect to Mahela Jayawardene,
to everybody.
Or maybe he just realized it's not going to matter.
No, very honestly, now saying that.
Also, I like it the fact that it's come in today's day and age, because I don't think any Indian player would have done this.
Yeah, shouldn't do it.
Shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just saying it serves as a very good example as well to stand out and to be absolutely be in the minority. I'm totally fine with that.
But if Shubman Gill, 2 ultimatums for him: show respect to Sunil Gavaskar, don't go past 774.
Yeah.
Too much respect for Don Bradman, don't go past 974.
If you want to, and if the series is sealed, if you want to do that, I'm completely fine. But not when the series is on the line.
Even here, where the series was online. And you had
exactly my point.
1.5 days.
Exactly.
But do you somewhere deep down, do you think that maybe the opponent was such
another 33 runs wouldn't have changed anything in this match?
This is an Australian school of thought, okay? That you don't play for milestones. See, 2 instances.
That I still understood.
You're not playing for milestones.
Mark Taylor doing it for a Don Bradman because
329 at Sydney. There also you had time.
Because Bradman, the Bradman has so much of an impact on Australian cricket that you understand. Like, he is the father figure of that sport there.
Only Matthew Hayden forgot the script.
Yeah, but that's also nothing wrong in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, see, the point is, it's not about debating. It's his personal choice. He did it. To each his own. I don't want to get
only
into the
point is that
debate.
if in years to come, in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, if somebody breaks that record, I don't want that person or that player should be criticized for doing that.
Yeah.
That's because all of this, I totally, whatever the reason is, personally, I cannot make sense out of it. But tomorrow, if after many years from now somebody does it, I don't want that this point of view to come out at that point that this player hasn't done right, because I personally feel there is absolutely nothing wrong if somebody is going past somebody. That does not show that you're not respecting that person or you're disrespecting or anything like that.
I think about one particular milestone moment, okay? It's happened in India. Bhausaheb Nimbalkar against, it was I think Maharashtra versus Holkar that was happening. He had reached 443. He was only 10 away from breaking the all-time highest first-class score at that time, Don Bradman's 452. But then the Holkar guy said, "You have been playing for so long." No, sorry, it was not Holkar, Kathiawad, Rajkot. Kathiawad side was saying, "You have been playing so long, we are not going to take the field." They left. Bhausaheb Nimbalkar was stranded on 443. And it remains the highest score by an Indian, but he could have gotten so much more. I think it was Maharashtra versus Kathiawad in the Ranji Trophy. 4-4-3.
Maybe that's what Mulder also feared, that they will now, Zimbabwe will say, we're not coming out to field.
Okay, I mean, just go down, Pawan, just go down. I just want to see the bowling, because see, if you look at it, Kundai Matigimu had broken, I mean, he had thrown at Luhande Pretorius. So that is why he felt, okay, if somebody hits me, then I'm the captain, I'm the bowler, I'm the batter. What will South Africa do? So, clear message, Joe Root, you respect Sachin Tendulkar. If you respect him, don't go past 15.
No, that's
Anyway,
not what this conveys.
This is not a
But
debate.
this is not what this conveys.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter. That is not what we are here for. There is a test match to be played. Just wanted to touch upon that thing and not have a full-fledged debate over what Mulder has done. Our focus firmly remains on the test match, which is going to be starting in 2 days' time. First thing first, as is tradition here on the Dugout, we promise to bring you the latest pictures from Lords, and this is how...
Wimbledon or Lords? I hope you have the right picture.
No, so this is 2 days prior to the test match starting. What's really interesting is that, of course, there will be a bit more trimming that will happen. They tend to do that. We also saw Leeds, the pitch looked very green, but by the time the test match started, a lot had been removed. But what's also interesting is that they have been continuing to water the pitch as they were doing in Leeds as well. That's primarily because it's been a very hot summer. You know, right now also in London, temperatures touching 30 degrees, so it's very hot. And because then if you don't water the pitch, few days in advance, then the moisture is lost out and then you start developing cracks and then the pitch doesn't last 5 days. So my guess is they'll keep watering it till the eve of the game, as much water they can put in, so that then it's binds together and stays together for the duration of the 5 test match, 5 days of the test match, and so it's good for batting towards the end also. But as far as the grass is concerned, I don't know how much they leave, but what are the thoughts of whatever you see now?
See, Lords has traditionally been pretty flat whenever you look at England test matches. I'm not talking about a WTC because that is an anomaly when you say it. Barring 2014, in which you couldn't distinguish the outfield from the pitch. But later on, it did dry out and it assisted seam bowling. Here, looking at Lords, it'll just be a brown pitch. The grass will be trimmed off. Very, very few, I may say, patches of grass will be there just to hold the pitch together. Otherwise, it's a repeat of Leeds and Edgbaston all over again.
I think they are going to leave some amount of grass, obviously not this much, because at this point of time it's very hard to distinguish between the square and the wicket. They will definitely do it, but I don't think it's going to be the standard 8 mm grass. I think they will want to leave more and more, as much grass as possible, because like we've talked about this even yesterday, their only chance now to make a comeback in this series is to give tough batting conditions so that at least the Indian batters can start to struggle, and then it comes down to which team is batting better. And in that sense, even even though India is better in form, but at least the English batters will have a little bit of chance scoring runs, because suddenly the games that we are seeing 600, 700 runs being scored, India scoring close to 1000 runs in a test match, suddenly that equation will get out. Getting to 250 to 300 will get very tough, and 250, 300 will be a winning total. That is the only chance England can make a comeback in this series. Otherwise, I don't see them winning a test match from here.
What I'm getting to learn about this pitch is that Baz McCullum has asked for there to be enough grass left, and he wants life to be there in this pitch. He's okay with sideways movement as well. So he wants this to be a nice surface which aids the bowlers. And this came across as a bit of a surprise to me when I looked at that. So the curator also suggests that there is going to be grass that is left over here because of the English camp's request asking for life in the pitch. How much grass is it that is eventually left is something we'll have to wait and see, because there's still 2 more nights before the test match begins. But I just have a feeling this is going to go against what we've been talking about for a long time, that England would want batter friendly conditions. This is what the kind of cricket that they play. But looking at the reports right now, it does seem like there's going to be grass over there.
It actually doesn't surprise me that McCullum has said that now, where they are in the series, because I can't for the life of me understand why they offered those 2 pitches that they did for India. For India's sake, I'm very happy. India will take another, if Siddharth is right, and if it is another Leeds / Edgbaston coming up, India would take it with both hands. I think it will suit the Indian team on 2 counts. One, it gives their batters confidence and closer to home-like conditions, which they are very good at, and they'll score big. And secondly, I think the Indian bowling attack is a much better bowling attack. So even if you don't have conditions, they can still pick up wickets. Whereas the English bowling attack, so far, whatever bowling attack we've seen so far, will struggle. So I think on both counts it works for India. As soon as you give a pitch somewhat like this, and I know it may not be like this, but now that the English team is asking for it to be there, a little bit of grass and lateral movement they would want, then I do see them leave a bit of grass, and that I think then offers England chance. Now on both counts, their inferior bowlers will get assistant, and then that extra advantage that India's bowler have, that evens out. Both bowling attacks become almost the same because conditions are helpful. And I think in these conditions, that English batting lineup may perform better than the Indian batting lineup, simply because they are used to it. While they may not have had those conditions in the recent past, you can't still forget the fact that from a young childhood they would have played in conditions. That's your first nature. It's like, even if you don't get rank turners in India all the time, yet Indian players are born and brought up on lower surfaces, dust bowls, they tend to get used to it. So I think that will work in England's favour. That's why I'm surprised England did not start with this strategy, but I think from their point of view, better sense has prevailed, and they will leave a bit of grass. Coming to what has happened in the last few test matches, that is also indicative of the fact that this will not be as lopsided, this pitch will not be as lopsided in the favour of batters as we've seen the previous 2 test matches. WTC is one example, but even if you look at the test matches before that, Sri Lanka played a test match here, West Indies played a test match here in last year, 2024.
South Africa
there was an Ashes. So I mean, while on one occasion England did get 400, on another occasion they did get 300, but 200 or 250 has been the average sort of a total for the rest of the sides that they get, and even England has got 200 odd. So my point is, you're coming from a stage where 450 seemed to be the normal innings total, whichever team is batting. Cut to 250, 300 now becomes a competitive total, decent enough total if a team is to put, or if they get 350, then it's a very good total. So you've reached that scenario where, of course, it will help batting. It will not be, old Manchester where it'll just keep flying. It won't be like that. It'll be there. If you can dig your heels in, you can bat, you'll get runs. But it will continue to have something for the bowlers throughout the game with a lot of juice. So this could be the pitch where you don't mind putting the opposition in, where you can really think of dismissing them early. So I think that's the pitch that they will come up with. And with a pitch like that, and having rested Jofra already, I think they will now...
Plus Gus Atkinson could also come in.
And they can also choose to bowl first on this pitch. That will at least
which
make
they
some
like.
sense.
And I think it might ease up
a very good record here.
It might ease up a little later to bat
But you
in
know,
the final.
if
But it will also, a lot will also depend on how much water are they actually giving. And I think that will also be a very big indicator on how much grass will they leave. Because if they're watering the bare minimum, then I think they will.
No, they'll have to water a lot because it's been so dry. The summer, it's 30 plus degrees. It's unusual for the pitch to survive there. These are not Indian conditions. Indian pitches are used to being devoid of water and still holding it
because
together.
more
These
than
pitches
the
aren't.
pitch overhead. That is what defines you at Lords. If it's sunny throughout the 5 days,
Whole England.
bowlers are in for a long toil.
It's going to be hot, that's for sure. London is going to be hot. Manchester is another thing.
30 degrees, you will feel as if it's 42, 45. It's that hot.
Which is why to compensate for not getting too much assistance because of overhead conditions, they will leave a lot of juice on the pitch to compensate for that. And then it evens out.
Yep.
Good batting because, conditions are hot, nice, sunny, but then there's a bit of juice in the pitch. I think that's what they will go with.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we're going to focus in, assuming that it is a spicier pitch. I'm not saying it is, Centurion or something, but assuming it is a spicier pitch than the one that we've seen at Leeds and Edgbaston, what should be India's ideal playing 11? Assuming there is enough grass that is left here. May not be this, but close to this sort of a thing where instead of looking brown, the pitch is looking typically English green pitch that you get. What is the kind of team that each of us would like to play? Okay, let's start with
Me?
Siddharth. Okay,
So the
I like how you have put all the names in already for
Ones who-
But I want to know one thing. Why is it that all of us have Prasid by default and not Shashwat?
Please remove.
Because I have only done this.
So why have you done that? Please
Because
remove.
by the time we
Please.
reached Prasid, we were.
No, you can remove the
Harshit
bowlers.
started to
Remove all
call.
bowlers. You can leave the 4. Jaiswal, Rahul, Gill and Pant. Right? That is, I'm 100% sure.
And you can insert, since there are so many defaults over here, you can add
No,
another
leave it.
default pacer.
No. We will discuss.
Yeah.
Okay, write Bumrah at 11. Should I write Bumrah for every
11.
Okay, write him at 10.
Yeah, like for just
Right.
convenience sake.
Please remove. Yeah, write Bumrah there and no other bowler I want. Let's start now.
Better, yeah.
Let's start. You can choose whoever you want. So the only ones that we have zeroed in on right now in our 11s that we have kept common for everyone here is Yashasvi, Jaiswal, KL Rahul. Do I have everyone's
Yes.
nod on that? Shubman Gill, the captain at number 4, everyone's
na?
nod. And Rishabh Pant at 5, the vice captain and your wicket keeper.
Absolutely.
Okay, and Jasprit Bumrah, because why we've written Bumrah at number 10 already is because even Shubman Gill after the end in Edgbaston said 100% he is playing.
Definitely.
Most definitely.
And
Yeah,
Bumrah
definitely.
isn't injured in that sense. He's just being rested. So
He was available.
yeah, he was
Everyone-
available.
He was available for selection.
You've
in the
rested
previous
him
time.
Yep.
because
Or
Okay.
whatever he wanted rest. Whatever it can be both ways.
because he wanted. Was it because he wanted to play at Lords or it was he had to
He
rest?
could have still played 1, 2, 3 rest for Manchester and Lords was common.
Why are you crying over spilt milk?
Exactly.
You won now.
And you won. It's not even
Exactly.
spilt. You won also.
He could have been 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2 ka 4.
See, but this would have definitely made for clamour, and perhaps rightly so as well. If you were 2-0 down,
Yes.
without
Oh
Bumrah.
yeah.
Then definitely.
Then the clamour would have been real.
No, more than that, we would have talked about the combination. More than just.
Arey,
Bumrah.
that also available on the eve. You're saying available. The day before that, Ryan Tenter's saying available. Then you don't. play.
Nah, then.
That I told you that day when we were sitting here and discussing.
Ryan in this Kati only comes.
He had said yes for every player. Yeah, he has a
Just
good
saying
chance.
on that.
He has a good chance.
On
He
that
did
count,
this
it was corroborated
BJT
by the
also.
captain, na?
I remember he used to come every time, 2 days before the match. It was
When?
him. BJT also.
Because you
Ryan in
remember
this
after
Kati.
that press conference, now the Kuldeep is 100% playing. He had said yes for everybody.
Correct. So at number 3, one last chance, Karun Nair. It's
Okay.
the last chance saloon for him.
I add nothing more to that. Exactly the same sentiment.
Yes, he did have 2 bad tests on 2 very placid wickets in Edgbaston and Leeds. But I think I see no other option, because if you try and fit in an Abhimanyu Ishwaran, you are playing complete harakiri in the top order. Because Abhimanyu Ishwaran will open with Jaiswal and Rahul will be 3. You're once again jumbling up orders, you're jumbling up things. So that's why you stick with the same batting that helped you win at Edgbaston. So last chance for Karun Nair. He plays at Lords. At number 6.
1 by 1, no?
My team first or 1-1 slot?
No, his team first.
Okay, full.
Okay.
Acha, why?
I thought we'll go slot by slot.
We could go, actually, that way we're done with top 5 for all.
Take it, go for it.
Bless. Yeah. I'd go with Sai Sudarshan, because I'll not go with Nitish Kumar Reddy, and then that's why I'll have Karun Nair again back at number 6. I think that should have been the ideal thing you should have done in the second test as well. But because this is my team, I know this is not going to happen. But because this is the team that I would play, I would get Sai Sudarshan back and get Karun Nair at 6 only.
So 3, Sai.
Yes, I'm left. Okay, I'm in agreement with my 2 learned colleagues here in Harshit and Sadat. I'm also going with Karun Nair, and I've said it a few times before, I'm saying it again. The guy waited 7 years to get a chance back into the Indian team. The least we can do is give him 7 innings to prove himself. So 7 may not happen because it's a odd sort of a number. 6 at least.
So then he's playing of...
No. If you win by an innings, then...
6. So at least give him those many chances. And I think this test match also, I am not going to panic too much. You won a test match. Don't show that you're panicking. Don't make too many changes. So for me also, Karun Nair at number 3. Not too much of chick. Okay, number 6.
This is a tough one.
Since he's finding it tough, I'll go and name my number 6. No confusion or clouds in my head. Ravindra Jadeja is a number 6.
At 6,
Yeah.
not 7.
I had Jadeja at 7.
No, because if you remember your previous match also, you had picked a Kuldeep and a Jadeja at 6 and 7.
Washington
and I said I don't think that India would be very comfortable
Kuldeep and Jadeja combination. I had gone with that one, I remember.
with 8. They, just somehow India, if you look at any test match, they will need some sort of batting, whether it's an all-rounder. But India is not comfortable with their batting ending at 7. This Indian team has shown you. So whatever team you make, even though it's your team, but be mindful of the fact that India will want some sort of batting at 8. So try and put an all-rounder at 8. Keep that in mind.
Which is why my number 6, I will give him a promotion and replace one all-rounder with another all-rounder. 6 for me is Sundar. Washington Sundar at 6.
No, you'll have to keep it closer to your...
Sorry.
The thing is, it was working like this. And
Sorry. Number 6 is Washington Sundar. He gets a promotion. Number 7 is Jadeja. And if this pitch is slightly more helpful, a Nitish Reddy won't offer me much. I'll get in a Shardul at 8.
Okay, so you've got Sundar at 6, Jadeja at 7.
Yeah.
And Shardul at 8.
8.
Okay.
Because Sundar is a better bat, he can be at number 6. Jadeja at 7, he gives you that buffer. Shardul, whatever he offers the novelty at 8, you take it.
But if that would have been the thought, then I don't think they would have gone with Nitish Reddy. I think they'll stick with him.
Which is why, see,
But
because
this is
of the
our team,
pitch,
that's why.
I'm assuming the pitch, which will be slightly more helpful. Which is why I'm getting in a Shardul. Helpful conditions, slightly.
See, I mean, I like your team, and under a lot of circumstances, I probably also would have had a similar team that you're making. The only thing that holds me back from not having this team is the kind of faith or the lack of faith that Shubman Gill showed in a Shardul Thakur. I think he is a much better bowler than the kind of faith that the captain showed with on him and barely gave him any overs. So if the captain only doesn't have any faith in his bowling, then I don't know whether he'd play him and even utilize him. So that goes against me, but that's fine. This is your team, so I like the balance of that team. It's a good balanced team, because what Siddharth's team is doing is giving you some sort of batting at 8, and what it will also do is allow you to play 4 fast bowlers. And remember, what we have taken into mind here is that this will be a much greener pitch that might assist some sort of seam bowling. So keeping that in mind, this is what he's gone with. So, okay, good. You had said that you've got Jadeja at 6. So, Harshid had Jadeja
So
at
the little
6.
tweak that I'll do is I'll have NKR at 6 and Jadeja at 7.
Okay. He's got Nitish Kumar Reddy at 6 and Jadeja
Basically
at
the same batting lineup that you had at Edgbaston.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but right now you don't have you don't have Sundar in here.
Yeah.
In it.
And Sundar I don't think will make my 11.
Okay. Okay. Great. So yeah, you could finish your 8. Then we'll have a rough idea.
I'll my number 8.
Because 9 and 11 I'm leaving for fast bowlers. I'll get to.
Yeah,
But
See, as much as I'd like, and also Arshdeep, I think bowled 10 overs yesterday in practice. So he's been around.
you're going to put
He's not
4
playing,
out and
playing.
out fast bowlers now.
But India doesn't do that
No,
either.
they don't do that.
And if
Yeah.
he's bowled 10 overs, he's not playing.
That is again a
So
conjecture. you don't know.
maybe I'll have because the Indian team doesn't do it. While I would probably go ahead and do it, I'll keep Shardul at 8.
Shardul at 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nitish Kumar is playing like a batter, pure batter.
Yeah.
And then you're only going with one spinner then in that sense.
Yeah, I'm going with the pitch, and I was just looking at how England have also sort of assembled their squad on previous occasions, and they've gone. I think they've with fourth seamer that on a few occasions has been a Vokes. I was looking at their squad against Sri Lanka, and they played with a Bashir as their only spinner.
See, you can play 2 with England if you look at Bethel is in contention. But England traditionally never played 2 spinners because that's not how their bowling lineup functions. Our bowling lineup, see, I'm looking at Lords, assuming first 3 days you're getting help from the wicket, okay? On this kind of a Lords wicket, day 4 and 5, baking under the sun, it will crack up, and that's where you need spinners. So I'm bolstering my lineup with both an off spinner and a left arm orthodox. Jadeja was a certainty, absolutely. But Sundar, he can ensure that he plays on the mind of the Englishman. Like, okay, if I have to go after him, I might gift wickets. So that is why Sundar will play as a batter as well. Some 6-7 overs from him. Like
See,
how it
why
happens.
I'm not keen on having Sundar for the reason that we've seen day 4, day 5. If those cracks aren't there, and looking at how the kind of surfaces England have liked, yes, they've asked for a little more grass, but it can be flat as well, as we've seen. Which is why I have my doubts over Sundar being in the lineup.
Yeah. So number 8 is Shardul. Okay. Only Shashwat was 7 and 8.
I think Jadeja and Shardul Thakur. Keeping it very, very simple, having full 5 bowling options, and all of them, not all of them wicket takers, but most of them wicket takers. Jadeja being my all-rounder, Shardul my 4th fast bowler, and also gives me batting at number 8. I think a very simple, and I don't want to complicate my squad too much.
Okay. So no
Nitish Kumar
Nitish Kumar
No
Reddy.
NKR and no Washi.
NKR, no Washi. No all-rounders in test matches. Specialists. Just one all-rounder, and that is Jadeja.
Okay.
Just like how test cricket should
Okay,
be.
I mean, as I said, I have a feeling that the Indian team might just go unchanged. I have a feeling that they might go unchanged. But this is my team, right? This is the team that I would like to see in this game. And again, I don't think I like the whole concept of having Sundar, Jadeja and Shardul in my setup. But the thing is, I'm also thinking from India's point of view, they are not going to not have a batter at 6. They will get a batter at 6. And when I say batter, not an all-rounder in a Sundar Jadeja. So I'm going Nitish Kumar Reddy at 6. I am going with Jadeja at 7. I am going with a Washi at 8. And we'll get to the
Only
remaining.
3 speedster you'll have.
No, but India considers Nitish Kumar Reddy as a medium pace all-rounder.
But again, we've come again. It's all come down to back to square one. What the problem in BGT again? These are the same problems. How
No,
can
I agree with
Kumar
you.
Reddy,
I agree with you.
Jadeja, and Washington Sundar all three be in India's test squad?
Yeah. No,
Just doesn't add up.
I'm in complete agreement. That's why I'm the squad that I personally am liking the most is the squad that Siddharth has made.
But over
That
there
is
also
the-
there is Sundar, Jadeja, Shardul.
Yes, so that's the squad I still
There
like.
also you have
Yeah,
all-
but I've removed a batter. No, I've not taken a Nitish Kumar Reddy. I will have to get that balance.
But why not Dhruv Jurel then?
Arre,
If the contention
because
is
he,
with the pure
because I'm
batter.
getting Sundar, Jadeja, Shardul. See that thing, na? Can Jurel bowl for me?
No.
Then look at that team that Siddharth has made, where Sundar is batting at 6, Jadeja at 7, and Shardul at 8. So I've got batting till 8, which they want, and they want
You'll have 6 bowling
enough
options.
bowling options that they believe in. So that's the one team that gets everything, considering that it'll be a greenish kind of a pitch with some sort of seam movement. So it is looking like the best team to me. But why I'm not picking that 11 is for two reasons. One, India will play a batter at 6. They were not comfortable, and I'm picking, keeping in mind what India will do. They will 100% want a batter at 6. Whichever way they do it, whether they bring a Sai Sudarshan back and Karun at 6 or whatever they do, they'll do it. And India does not have faith in Shardul, which is unfortunate. I think he's a much better bowler than the kind of respect he was shown in Leeds. And in moving conditions, he's even more dangerous. He picked up 2 wickets there as well. So to me, Siddharth's 11 looks the best balanced 11. But I'm just picking the team that I think India will play.
Yeah. And it'll pretty much be your team only that they'll pick at Lords.
Okay, now to your number. Okay, let's write 11 for everyone. Akashdeep, should I write it for everyone?
I had Siraj at 11.
Achha,
Yeah,
okay.
say
So
exactly.
9. Should I write Akashdeep for
Akashdeep
everyone?
at 9, yes.
Two fast bowlers more or less. Yeah.
Akashdeep, you're on board, or you have
Yes,
somebody else in your mind? Akashdeep. So, okay. Akashdeep is for.
Can keep only deep, no problem.
Or Akash, whatever.
Akash.
Yeah, but
Akash D.
but saying deep will not make our lower order deep, Siddharth.
You
Let's
already
not-
got enough depth. Yeah.
Akash D.
Akash D.
Like a rapper. So Akash D makes it at number 9 for all of us. No surprises. I think it will make everyone's team. Now to the number 11, and I know who most of you might pick the same bowler, but my question here is, would you be wary of the workload on Mohammad Siraj as well? Do you want to rotate Mohammad Siraj as well? He's been your workhorse so far in the 2 test matches. You are carrying someone like an Arshdeep as well. You may want to play him or whatever you may have in mind. Would you want to look at a Siraj resting this game in, because there are tougher games ahead, and then Bumrah will rest another one, you will need Siraj there, all those things in mind. And remember, Siraj was not bowling so much in the second innings when India was finishing, and I began to wonder whether they've already started managing his workload. So I don't know, what would you do?
No, I think, see, Siraj, if you look at our quartet whenever we have assembled, Shami, Bumrah, Siraj, out of this trio, 2 have been the most injury prone in Bumrah and Shami. The one who's been fitter and who gets better as the series progresses is a Mohammad Siraj. Which is why he has the least injury concerns among a Bumrah and a Shami. And you saw 160 overs, yes, he did lack that bit of penetration on the second innings on the 5th test. But until the first innings of the 5th test, he was still operating pretty well. Agreed, when he got those wickets, the game was done or it had gone out of him, but then still, he kept on toiling at one particular end. If India are to win the series, and we have all seen the statistic, right? Siraj bowls better without a Jasprit Bumrah, and he takes the second fiddle when Bumrah is here. So bowling him or over bowling him might not arise in Lords, because it will be equally shared. You've got 2 workhorses. Let us make no mistake about it. You've got an Akashdeep who bowled more overs than Mohammad Siraj and was effective. So Siraj can be your third pacer. His workload will not be a problem. And you have to also look at the impact. The last time in that 60 overs of held test match, Siraj took 8 wickets. So he knows how to utilize the...
He's the one who got you the last wicket also.
Yes, he knows how to utilize the slope. He knows how to utilize the bounce here. So I will play Siraj. I'm not concerned about workload management until the 5th test if you have won the series.
Neither am I too worried right now. Also, the way I look at it is last 15 days, he's had to spend 3.5 days fully under the sun playing professional cricket. Otherwise, he's been practicing or he's been in the pavilion. So my point being, he's well rested. You got that huge 8-day break between the first test and the second test. So for a reason, I say last 15 days, there's been 3.5 days of toil, and that really has probably would have tested him. But otherwise, I think workload isn't really a big issue for somebody as young he is, or between him and a Bumrah, if you're comparing that ways, because these two shared the workload in Australia. I think he's not that point where he really needs a lot of management. I'm fine.
Both Siddharth and Harshit have Siraj. Please at 11 if you can.
Even I have. I think he's very young. His action is really smooth, and that doesn't really take a lot of load on his body, and that's the reason why he's till now he's sustaining, because of that smooth action. I think it's so smooth that not too much obviously load would be coming on his body.
The only thing to worry here is, will you reach a situation where in a test match both Siraj and Bumrah may have to be rested?
Bumrah, you didn't play him the second test for a reason.
He's not going to be playing one more test.
Yeah.
Will you reach that situation for that one test match? You may not have both Siraj and Bumrah.
Siraj, I don't see Siraj resting in this.
He play all 5.
Yeah, all 5. He played all 5 in BGT, right? Yeah, and he has a very smooth action. I don't think there too much load is there on his body. Of course, there would be when he's bowling 135, 40.
You can have a possibility that you rest both Bumrah and Siraj if India wins the series and you're heading 3-1 into Oval.
Oh my God.
Thinking,
Siddharth, you're next level
if you
optimist.
Win, only then, otherwise you can't rest either of them.
But I don't remember Siraj being rested
I
ever.
don't think they'll be preempting this sort of a situation for now.
And he was rested for Champions Trophy. He was not there in the squad.
He wasn't rested. Now he was dropped.
That's arrested.
But he's never been rested. Siraj has never been rested, if I remember.
Because see, you don't have you have a short turnaround. You have an 8-day turnaround from Lords to Manchester.
Yeah,
okay? So the rest factors also come in. It will all depend. If India are 3-1 ahead, then and only then you can rest a Bumrah and a Siraj.
And no flights, nothing. You have to go by bus. There is no flights, nothing. Then what's no travel, nothing. Play.
So that is.
Okay, so make it Siraj, because my learned colleagues are telling me that he doesn't need rest. He is the man, the machine, the legend, the myth, everything rolled into
He's DSP Dillon.
One. He's DSP.
So yeah, if there is no concern about his workload and you guys are 100% confident he's going to be there, then obviously eyes closed he makes the team without.
But how is this that Bumrah has a workload from the center of excellence and Siraj doesn't?
Because he's not had any injury.
And one more thing, you mentioned something about action.
Action.
The most difficult action in
Siraj
the world to copy is Jasprit Bumrah. If you try bowling 1 over with the Jasprit Bumrah action, your shoulder will go.
Even when he made his debut, just before making his debut, also many people had preempted that he will be somebody who will have lots of
That's
injuries.
not a
Forget that, Siddharth. If you try copying it to the T, I think you'll fail, because firstly that action and then the hyperextension. How do you get that from your elbow?
Forget Bumrah. You will become Gumrah if you do that. Your shoulder will go Gumrah then, if that is the case.
Okay, let's dive into some comments that we might have from our learned audience as well. Their 11 will be very different, I'm sure.
Yep. Ashish Dhar. Famous India test wins as per game situation. Kolkata 01, Brisbane 2021, Adelaide 03, Oval 21, Perth 08, Durban 10, Cape Town 24, Joburg 06, Perth 24, Trent Bridge 07. He says these are the best wins that he's ranked in that sense.
No, it'll take a long time for us to do, but there's some very fine wins there. The Kolkata win, the Brisbane, the Adelaide, the Perth.
He missed one major thing here.
The Joburg.
Jamaica 06.
Who?
Jamaica 06.
Yeah, Jamaica 06 as well. Yes, very tricky pitch. Very
Only
tricky
Rahul
pitch.
Dravid.
Yeah,
succeeded.
the wall stood. Yeah, many good wins he's put there.
Plus Trent Bridge. He's put Trent Bridge.
Trent Bridge is there.
Yes.
Vishal Panchal from the US is saying, as per me, Mulder should have broken the record, but let's respect his decision. I agree it's brain fade. I
Disagree.
disagree. I
Very
disagree. it's brain
smartly you've changed
My mistake.
disagreed to agree.
Because he said agree and disagree. Sorry. I disagree. It's brain fade. Sid mentioned it's his personal choice.
This
Why
was
debate?
blatant.
You got him to agree with you. He is not agreeing with you.
Okay. Shubham Garg is saying, Nick sir, Jocko Fed comparison is not right. Mulder does not think he deserves to hold that record given one innings. Consider kind of overall Lara record.
Yeah, I know that. I was just saying that there's a tweet that's gone viral which said that, and that had me laughing. That this is the final of this Wimbledon. It's Alcaraz versus Djokovic. Djokovic leading 2 sets to love up, and Djokovic says, "Sorry, I retire," because Federer deserves to be.
By the
on
way,
top.
he broke the curse.
That'll be
today.
anticlimactic.
He broke the
Yeah.
curse yesterday.
Federer
Federer
watching.
Yeah.
Whenever Federer's been in the grandstand, he's never won. But he won it.
Yeah.
Oh, Royal Box. Royal Box.
The heartbreak was this one.
Dimitrov.
Dimitrov
Oh.
leading 2 sets to love up and then give up from there. Against Sinner, world number
No, when
one.
he was holding his chest, I thought, oh damn, I was not a
Acha.
heart issue. But then it was a pectoral muscle issue.
Pectoral, yes.
Yeah. Very sad though.
Very sad.
Baby Federer. Well, it reminded me from Federer to baby Federer.
I know. 10 years he had made it to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. 10 years ago.
And up against the world number one. It would have been the biggest shock. I mean, this
But I
Wimbledon's
think
only
even
had
Sinner
lots
is
of shock.
battling an injury. I think he's also got some injury concerns.
Maybe.
Ever since the French Open. So he's also walking around eggshells as far as his injury is concerned.
Possible.
Vishal Panchal, again from the US, is saying, if pitch has grass, play first test match team. Akash in place of Prasidh. Swap position side to 6 and Nair at 3.
Oh.
Shardul in / Sundar and Nitesh out. So
Eh,
basically his team.
no,
Karun
he's
and
not got
Sai-
Karun. You got Karun.
got
Acha,
both.
got Karun.
Yeah. Side.
So he has Sai at 6 and Shardul at 7.
He's basically swapping in my team, Karun and
Sai.
Sai.
Yeah, basically your team.
Yeah, your team, Sarshwat's team.
It is his team.
Yeah.
Because Shardul makes it, na?
Yeah.
Ishan Bhatt has also shared his 11 with us. He's gone with Jaiswal, KL, Karun, Gil Pant, Jaddu, Shardul, Kuldeep, Akash, Bumrah and Siraj. Well balanced side, and he feels he's got a more potent attack. Spin attack also gets a boost.
See, the thing is, he's gotten Sundar out.
Yeah, he's
I
gotten
guess.
Sundar
Yeah.
out, yes.
And then again,
And he's got a Kuldeep in.
he's got a Kuldeep.
So
in.
the same concern that you were flagging
Yeah,
about
the batting.
ending
And
at
if you've got-
7 then.
Yeah, and he's gotten Nitish Kumar Reddy out, Shardul in. So he's severely compromised India's batting as per what India would like.
Yeah.
So I don't think this will happen.
No. Kuldeep, I don't see him play until oval. I don't think he'll get any condition apart from the oval, which will involve 2 or 3 spinners.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said Lord's Manchester seems tough.
Very unlikely, yeah. Danush is saying Siraj won 5 tests in Sena with contribution, better impact, and better test bowler than Srinath, Zahir, and Ishant, as each never won 5 tests in Sena contribution. Yeah, he's going on that Srinath, Zahir, Ishant contribution, but then that time our bowling attack was simply developing, and our batters, very few of them made an impact in Sena countries. Here, everybody is making contributions. So the bowlers and the batters are doing as a unit. We didn't have a unit at that time.
Okay, Abad Agarwal says, panel, according to you, who will be better test batter between Jaiswal and Gale and better all format batter between both? Do you think any batter from India can now make 10,000 test run? If yes, who? Okay, quickly.
I think better test batter would be Shubman Gill and across formats Yashasvi Jaiswal.
+1.
It's very tough.
Yeah, very tough to say this now.
Just as
It's
of
guesswork.
And
is guesswork.
If he maintains his form, then I think the other batter from India who can make 10k runs is Shubman. If he maintains his form. Because I see Jaiswal, because of his style and aggression we have seen, not many get to 10,000. Even Viru never got to 10,000 for his attacking style and display. So, better all format player, Jaiswal, I do agree. Shubman a better test batter. And 10k, I think it will be Shubman Gill. if he maintains his form.
Okay, Vihir Shah has a question. Can Sundar get 100 batting at 6? I don't think so. I would still back NKR for 1 or 2 more games as a batter. Just the point. Though Sundar can get 100, I think he's quite a good batter.
He has a 96.
As a bowler, he's not going to get you too many wickets, 1 or 2 here and there. But as a batter, I think he's rather good. Sarat Chandra is saying, Nikhil sir and panel, who's your favorite in tennis's big 3? And do you want to win Wimbledon? And who do you want Wimbledon should be won by?
Want to win Wimbledon this
I'm
year.
a Federer fan and I don't want anyone to share his record 8 titles. Yes, Djoko is a legend, but not here. Okay, go ahead. Who's your favorite in the big 3?
Joker.
Novak Djokovic.
Novak Djokovic. Because
Nadal for Shashwat.
Federer for me.
Federer for Harshit.
and you plus one.
Nadal, I think, no? Your
Yeah, Rafael Nadal for me. Number 1. Though, I mean, it's a personal favorite. The debate of whose GOAT is a different debate altogether.
Or maybe not.
Hmm?
Maybe there's no debate now.
Yeah, but people will. They
Yeah, people
look at
will,
different ways of looking
See,
at it.
Federer was an artist. There's no two ways about it. He was an absolute master of his work. He set the base for dominance. Nadal and Djokovic built upon it.
Okay, Aditya Kavlekar says Jaiswal, KL, Karun, Gill, Pant, Jurel he brings in, Jadeja, Shardul, Akashdeep, Bumrah, Arshdeep, Siraj he'll rest. So Arshdeep coming in because of rest, and he'll bring in Jurel for Nitish Kumar Reddy.
And Jurel will be the keeper, not Pant.
But which is what you should do, because Pant also needs rest. So for that purpose, but then his bowling is Jadeja, Shardul, but batting 5, 6, 7, 8.
Eight.
ठीक है, he's got batting till 8. Yeah, he can manage that.
Akash, Bumrah, Arshdeep, Shardul, Jaddu. These are your 5 bowlers for him.
Yeah, not a bad.
Yeah, not a bad.
Okay, last couple of questions. Ashish Chandelier says, will your first change bowler be Bumrah because he will sustain pressure for a long time, and also he and Akash would want to bowl from same pavilion end instead of nursery end? Oh, so think start with a Siraj and a Akashdeep and bring Bumrah as first change. I don't think that will happen.
But not happening.
You have to give Bumrah the new ball, and whichever end he wants to bowl.
It's going to be
Nursery
Bumrah
end.
and Akashdeep.
No, I think it will be Bumrah, Siraj.
New ball.
Or
will be Akash
Akashdeep.
yeah.
Bumrah, Akashdeep, Siraj first change.
Yeah.
He does better as a first change. You're right.
Then Nitish Kumar Reddy from any end, same only.
Shardul.
Both cannot.
No, I'm saying Shardul. He'll bowl more than NKR.
No, they bowled equal only. All.
They gave him,
in the
yeah,
first
say
innings.
first
Only
innings.
6 overs, but Shardul got 10 more.
16.
16.
Yeah, 6 and 10.
And because he picked up 2 wickets also.
Exactly. What wrong did Shardul do? After Hanuma Vihari, I'm asking this question. What wrong has a Shardul Thakur done?
Okay, Chili Paneer says this is a pitch for specialists, so he'll go with Jaiswal, KL, Sai, Gill, Karun, Pant, Jurel, Akash, Bumrah, Siraj and Arshdeep. Play with pure 4 fast bowlers. Put all the pressure.
How I would like that, but this is more utopia, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Yeah.
I would also love to be in that utopia.
I mean, it's not a bad team he's picked. So he's picked a good team.
No, but it
Out
only
and out.
comes, Siddharth, when you have that kind of confidence in your batters.
You need a change of captain. You need
By
to
the
get
way,
Kohli
nobody
back.
is even talking about Jadeja. Yeah, he's really not picking you the wickets.
Yeah, he isn't. None of the spinners are picking you wickets.
He can never get dropped now. Till the time he doesn't retire.
Who says that?
Because no left arm.
I think they're okay with his batting.
Batting, yeah, you're
contributions.
looking at batting.
Yeah,
and
till
but-
the time he does not
see, he's
leak
a quick
anything.
operator, and yeah, that way becomes
Yeah.
vital.
Yeah.
Karthik.
Karthik K from the US is saying Ash once said he would retire if he gets to Kumble's 619. He did, but he's retired much before. About 81 behind. Yeah, 81 behind. The only guy who, if he plays till 2020 since breaking Kumble's records, Gary.
But Gary also won't play, I think.
He will leave.
Huh?
Ashes, he's playing only one format now. Ashes and India Tour. That's
He's
it.
been playing one format for so many years.
That's why he can play for longer. Gary. Gary is the
How
man. my
about
friend.
Gary?
Yes. Exactly. He's going to go past McGrath's record also soon. He'll become
For an Australian to do
the
that.
second
But
best
he can't-
Australian. Imagine.
He can't bat.
Who?
Gary. He can't
He's
bat.
not Indian, na? Otherwise,
Gary
they wouldn't
can
have
bat
played.
on one leg also. Yeah,
We
If the
saw
team
that
needs-
quite literally.
I mean, what a moment it was captured in the test.
Yeah.
Fantastic bit, yeah. Danush, NKR 5 single-digit scores since MCG 100.
Yeah, true.
But before that, very gritty 40s as well.
Add the IPL scores also.
He was practicing with Red Ball when team was
Maldives.
in Maldives. He was training with the Red Ball.
Okay,
Pawan
last two
Pawan.
comments.
Can try this 11 as well. Pawan Ola Singh, Jaiswal, KL, Sundar at 3, Gill. Go up, Pawan.
Then play NKR at 4.
Gill at 4, Pant, Jurel, Jadeja, NKR, Bumrah, Akashdeep, Siraj by dropping Karun Nair for this game. Wow, Sundar at 3.
That's a radical 11.
They won't do that. It's very radical, Pawan. They won't do that.
Shubham Garg, Pat Cummins does not take the new ball. Why India can't go that route with Bumrah? Have your best bowler one change for consistent pressure after new ball. But Australia have 3 best
Yeah,
bowlers.
but they have, again, exactly. If you have a Stark bowling then and a Hazelwood bowler,
Cummins.
see, they're the envy of the world.
I
for a
only
reason.
believe in Jesse Bhai. The one.
I only believe in Jassi Bhai.
Correct.
The one game changing.
Player he is.
Yep. Indeed. Ishmeet Singh from Canada saying Bumrah can take longer rest.
Forever.
Forever.
No,
I
he's
didn't want to.
buoyed by the fact that India has
Can
done
you?
so well.
Do you think
Won a
that maybe
test.
after Bumrah, maybe after the series, Bumrah decides to
Possible.
say goodbye
Possible.
to Test cricket?
It is possible.
Because after so much
Yeah,
hate
actually,
coming
because
his way.
We don't know.
New Zealand he would love to go to.
October, that's October, November
Yeah,
26th. though.
but otherwise there's no marquee series. You're playing Australia, but you're playing
In
At
India.
home.
In India, exactly, and that too next year.
See, after this, you got 2 home series versus West Indies and South Africa. You're then going away to Sri Lanka and you're playing New Zealand away
Yeah.
in October, November. So, and Australia will be at home. Yeah. But I think it could give him longer recuperation for rest than and for his body to develop.
See, if you ask Bumrah, he'll be like, I love these 2 match series, na. I can play all 2.
But India won't prepare rank turners, no? But they can't prepare seaming decks also against the West Indies because in that series, West Indies, Australia, let us not be fooled by the scoreline. Australia had to really dig deep and it was their lower order that bailed them out in Bo Webster and Alex Carey.
Carey, yeah, 250s, no, Siddharth from him?
Carey is becoming the ultimate clutch player. Yeah. Of course, he tried in the WTC but couldn't have. But WTC 23, he batted India out of the game in that, and BGT also. Okay, but what good catches, solid keeping. So that's why. Yep.
So, on that note, we will say bye-bye to you guys. With that, another edition of the Dugout comes to an end. Do give us a like on the video. Share it with your friends. And see you tomorrow where we do a big build-up to Lords.
Siddharth given up this luck. Big preview.
Big preview. We'll know the English 11 by then. We can focus on the English strengths and weaknesses. That'll give us an idea what India might do. That'll give us a clear-cut idea what the pitch will be like. Because the
English
home
11 we
team would
might
know.
just get to know in the next couple of hours also.
Yeah, so when
Who
we
knows?
sit on the dugout, we will know the 11. Na?
Yes. Correct.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye bye. See you. Nandri. Vanakkam.
Shubhratri, Shabba Khair.
Eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother.
Stay safe and subscribe to Sports Today.